Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It's me, Golding, and today I will be talking about my newest OC, Avonlea. Avonlea is a silkwing leafwing hybrid who lives in a secluded forest somewhere in Pantala. She grew up in a hive orphanage after being left there by, well, no one knows. For her, life at the orphanage was hard, but she had a friend in an elderly hivewing named Stonefly who helped broaden her knowledge and increase her love for writing. Avonlea dreamed of growing up and writing mystery novels to read to Stonefly and share with her fellows at the orphanage, but with age comes many hardships. After her metamorphosis, she came to realize that she was definitely not a full silkwing. Her scales had become a deeper green than normal, and she had a leafy ruff along her spine. Not to mention, her silk was much weaker than normal. Many of her friends started turning their backs on her, and she felt more alone than ever. She thought about leaving many times, or to run away to the forest Stonefly always talked to her about, but she never would leave her only friend. But now that others were looking down on Avonlea, they began to look down on Stonefly, who, although said it wouldn't bother her, it did bother Avonlea. She finally set aside her feelings and packed as many books and scrolls she could carry, leaving Stonefly a note. The journey to the forest wasn't long, but once inside, Avonlea found it more peculiar than she'd imagined. It always seemed quiet, like its inhabitants held their breath at the slightest movement. It also didn't help that there was an ever-lingering green fog that made it challenging to see more than 20 feet into the forest. But, strangely, Avonlea felt more at peace here than she had ever back in the hives. Everything almost seemed familiar. It took her a while to make her home, since her silk was so weak and it was hard to find good material in the fog, but when she was done, Avonlea settled into her peaceful life, finally starting to write. Now, several years later, she is known as the author in Aquid, the setting of all her tales being the eerie forest she lived in. And while she still lives happily secluded, with occasional visits to Stonefly, she can't help but feel as if the forest were watching her. And that'll be it for now. I know it's not anything like Faye's story, but it's a little bit of an insight and some ideas that I had for her. I just haven't really gotten to be able to sit down and actually write a full-on story for her, which may eventually happen, or I might just leave it at that. But I think it's an interesting trope for her to be like an author. And another thing I was thinking about is considering making her like a herbalist, which might be an interesting thing to add to her character. But anyways, that's it for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye for now.